Does my hair look Halloweeny? Halloweenish? Halloweeny sounds better. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As we can see, Halloween season is upon us and it is all over my bits. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this was actually meant to be a devil tutorial, but it somehow evolved into this. It was very organic and just a matter of just putting loads of makeup on my face. I have to go and wash this off now because this is like a hella amount of makeup for me. But yeah, I really hope that you like this look. I hope that it's going to be easy to follow. There wasn't really a lot of products necessarily, but I did end up using loads of different colour eyeshadows, so I'm hoping that it translates easy. But yeah, I actually really like this look. I might have said when I was filming the look that I quite like, almost like the look of like a rustic, like rough Halloween makeup look. As much as all the special effects of it is really cool and impressive, but I don't know, I quite like a bit of just like old school Halloween makeup. That's what I'm a fan of, old school. Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling now. I'm going to send you off into the tutorial. So I hope you get to the end because I feel like this is going to be a super long video. And if you do, there is a virtual hug for you at the end. Okay, let's get straight into this now. So I actually used my two Morphe palettes. I will let you know a little secret. I originally started this look out as a devil look, so I started off using the 350M palette for the reds in it, and along the way it turned into the clown look, so I thought let's just roll with it and do a clown, and I started then using the purples from the 35P palette because I then decided I want to use purples. So I will try and do the same method that I did for this side. So I'm going to start off with the 350M. I tell a lie, actually I started off with my W7 Super Gel liner, and I actually started off by just creating some of the like shape that I wanted to. So it doesn't have to be super like neat because it's all going to be blended out anyway. So yes, I just created some of my shape, and then I'm not quite sure why I did this originally, but I did outline my lips first. I think because I didn't want to end up kind of really connecting those two too much, so I thought I'll just do like the basic outline first so that I know where things are going. And then I also darkened up the inner bits of my lips as well, because I did on the other side. So then I took this brush, which is kind of flat but fluffy at the same time, and like I said, I took that colour by there, the red one, and I kind of packed it on the one side, and then I just started to fill in all these areas then. Again, it doesn't have to be too rough. And then for the contour, I kind of flipped it like that, if you can see. And then I just started going along that contour line then. And then with a kind of small definer brush then, I went in with that shade first of all, and I went around the perimeter then. The lines? The outline. And then I actually took that little bit along the hairline as well. And along the contour, just like right in the middle of that red. Then I went in with some of the red and just kind of like buffed that out, then blended that. I actually did go in as well with my Stila. This is what I usually use for like my blush or bronzer, and I did go over that to really like make it blended and buffed out, and I used quite a firm pressure to do this. I really wanted it to look kind of like really smudgy. Then I actually took some of that same red and I just shoved that on the old eyeball. So obviously, as you can see, I've already got my foundation on. So just roughly shove that on there and underneath. Did kind of like pull that outwards and taking that red right into that inner corner. I did also take some of the red down the nose as well, and then really kind of like pulling it up towards the brow then, and a little bit around the brow. And then with my Spectrum brush, taking some of the dark colour then and using that to buff it out. And I took some of that dark colour really like deep into that inner section then, and darken the other side up as well. And down the old nose. And if you need to clean up at any point, I was just taking my beauty blender that I put my foundation on and just kind of going over any areas that I thought needs a little bit of tidying up. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and mark out now that little severe eyebrow arch, I want to say, little hat. I don't know how you want to describe it, but that anyway. And I'm not too bothered whether or not everything's looking even or perfect, because I don't know, I feel like with Halloween makeup, as much as it is really cool seeing these like super professional like special effects makeup, I just think there's something really nice about very like rough, like authentic, how you would have done it when you were a kid kind of makeup. Actually what I did, I've got quite a bit of eyeshadow on my lips as well. I'm just gonna start that because I did use originally some of this palette, so I may as well do the exact same steps. So I actually took my NYX Soft Lip Matte Cream in Morocco. And then I took some of that red shadow and went right on top then. So then I went in with the 35P palette, and I believe I started off with this one by here on that same brush that I was using the red shadow on, and then literally just went over the same areas then, and using my Spectrum brush just blending that out, taking some of that same shade over my eye and underneath. And then again going over the top of the red on the nose and up by the brow. And then just taking that by the brow and then going along so that it meets this little bit then. And then actually taking some of that over the lip. So that's the same shade now that I've used for all of these. So then with a slightly smaller brush, I started taking this shade by here, which is almost like a shimmery shade, but it's a really like bright pink then. So I took some of that through the crease and then underneath, and then using that kind of just a little bit above the contour and then blending that upwards, and then just using my brush then to just buff it all in. And at this point then I started taking the other side, so what I was using for dark colour, and taking the black from this palette and just going down here, I don't know what you call it, like the area where people have siphons, and then going along the jawline. And I did actually take a little bit in like random areas down the old neck. Let's blend that. Okay, my spot was really annoying me, so I've actually put some of my eyeliner on there, and we're just gonna say that it's a beauty spot. That's what we're gonna do. Anyway, I'm then going to take this little blending brush with that pink shimmery shade again, and I'm gonna go over the top of that and blend as if your life depends on it. And then I took some of that pink shimmery shade by here and then went over my lips again. And that's how you get an almost like a metallic look to the lips. So just in case I went a bit too fast over the outline of the lip, so I used my black gel liner pencil, and pretty much like I started off by following the same, like my lip line, just overlining it slightly, and then when I got to the corner, literally just pulling it outwards. I've gone in like a pretty straight-ish like line. You can obviously have it going more upwards, more down, depending on what kind of look that you're going for, and then just using that on the inside to like darken that up then. So with my finger, I decided I wanted a bit of highlighting, because even though it's a Halloween tutorial, who says that your girl can't be highlighted? So I actually took this shade by here, that really light lilac-y shade, and just run that then on the area that you would normally highlight. Do a bit on that brow bone. Gonna add some more on this side, I think. Oh yeah, we be glowing. And a bit on the old nose. Okay, so I'm gonna carry on with the eyes now for time being. So I'm gonna fill in this little triangle that I've got going on. Then I'm gonna do my flick. And then I actually took it slightly more on the inner corner as well, almost like a cat eye. Then I actually go along the bottom as well with this, kind of matching that up with the top line. And then I did actually take a little tiny brush and kind of buff that inner corner. Just get my black liner and go along the waterline. And then start doing your little teardrop then, or teardrop like an upside down triangle. Okay, so you got your two little upside down triangles, tears, whatever you want to call them, with like a tiny little dot underneath. I'm actually going to go in with the small brush with this colour by here. Now it looks like it's really dark, but it's got like flecks of like a cranberry glitter in it. I just want to see what that would look like. I might actually use that just to smudge out that lower lash line. I'm gonna pop some on here as well. Because why not? We're on a roll now. I might use some of that on like the outside of the lip area as well. Didn't really add much there, but anyway. So I'm just gonna add my lashes a second and I'll be back now. Just gonna add some of that really light lilac-y colour that we use as a highlight right on the middle of our lips. Yeah, that's what I needed. Because I felt like I was getting a bit too like lost in like the dark colours. But that's what I needed to bring it back to life. And yes, I feel happy with this now. Okay, so I feel like we are done. I really hope that this tutorial was easy to follow. Probably wasn't because I didn't really know what I was kind of doing. I was just like mixing colours and seeing what happened. I just chucked all the makeup in the air and just seeing what splattered on my face. I feel like I look really creepy. I am not liking looking at myself in the mirror or the viewfinder. I'm not a fan of clowns at all, but this is just the direction that we took. I don't know how we got here, but we got here. But all of this was just literally eyeshadows, eyeliner. Yeah, that was the main bulk of the look really. So obviously you don't have to use the exact same shadows what I use. You can do any colour for this. So whatever shadows that you've already got, you can use. I will be doing another like Halloween tutorial as well. I'm going to attempt to do a skull. That'll probably be next week's tutorial. Whether or not I attempt to do the devil one, who knows, we'll see. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I feel quite pleased with this look. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!